Progress by Andrew Joshua Talon. Next chapter. Luna versus Heat. Fight! Ugh. Sundance was feeling quite a lot of irrational resentment of the sun. Not Princess Celestia, of course, who resents such a kind, giving monarch, but that gigantic ball of hydrogen and helium burning brightly overhead was stirring up all sorts of hatred in the normally kind pony's heart. Her apartment was sweltering, even with all the windows open and fans running. She was on her couch, feebly fanning herself with one hoof, while the other held a glass of lemonade. "It's like an oven," she moaned. "You know, if you got closer to the floor, it should be cooler," came Luna's voice overhead. Sundance opened her eyes and looked up to see her roommate, Princess Luna, looking down upon her. In a series of unusual events, Sundance, hoof maiden to the recently returned Princess Luna, had found same deity monarch as her roommate, as ordered by Princess Luna's sister, Princess Celestia. It was an effort for Luna to learn how normal ponies lived after her 1,000 years absence. Not that Sundance resented it. On the contrary, she considered the princess a friend. But seeing the deity above her, apparently not suffering, was just a tiny bit irritating. She rolled off the couch, careful not to spill her drink, and pressed her chin into the wooden floor. Luna smiled at her. "Well, it's not much better," Sundance decided. Luna smiled. "Heat rises, so it's only logical that cooler air gathers at the bottom of the house," she said. "Do we have a basement?" "Yeah, but it's icky and gross," Sundance said. She wiped her forehead off, and some of the wet, slicked hair sticking to it with a grimace. "Though, at this rate—" She looked at the monarch curiously. "Aren't you bothered by the heat?" "Not really," Luna said. "I am a goddess after all." "Lucky thing for you," Sundance grumbled. At Luna's dismayed look, Sundance waved a hoof. No, I'm sorry, Princess. It's just very hard on me. All you said he'd be here was something to cool the house down hours ago, but—" Luna nodded thoughtfully and hummed. Then she summoned her abacus onto her telekinetic ally from her room upstairs. Rapidly, she made some calculations on it, then smiled when she came to a conclusion. Her horn glowed, and the glow enveloped her body. A few moments later, the glow receded, and Luna staggered. Sundance, alarmed, managed to push herself onto her hose, and rested a hoof on the side of her princess's shoulder. "You all right?" "Yes, I'm fine. I just altered my temperature sensitivity to match yours," Luna said, panting a bit. "Goodness, it is hot." "You could have just adjusted my temperature sensitivity to yours," Sundance pointed out. Your Highness." "Yes, but if I want to know how normal ponies do things, I must do them the same way as normal ponies," Luna said firmly. "Now, according to my knowledge of physics, in order to cool off, we require a heat sink. So, this is the first one." She turned and tried into the hallway, and into the door. "Oof!" Sundance winced. "Are you all right?" "Just fine." Despite the princess's reassurances, Sundance's wince remained. Outside on the lawn of Sundance's home, Luna took hold of her garden hose and yanked it out. Sundance, now wearing sunglasses, waited on the lawn for her princess to tug into her position. "Ruff!" Luna released the hose from her mouth and smiled. "Now, water is a perfect heat sink for our purposes. Though, if I could turn it into helium, it would be even better." "How would you turn it to helium?" Sundance asked. "Well, first I introduce the electrolysis to separate out the hydrogen and oxygen. Then I fuse the hydrogen into helium," Luna said. "Through fusion," Sundance said. Luna nodded. "That's right." "As in nuclear fusion?" Sundance asked. She glanced up at the sun, then down at the hose. "Water should just work fine for our purposes," she decided. "Good," Sundance said. "I'm not in the mood for a second sun, Your Majesty." "Not at all," Luna said. "Now, We will need a sophisticated knowledge vessel to hold the water in. She once again turned to her trusty abacus and did calculations, clicking merrily away. Oh, this is fun. I never appreciated how fun this is. Luna giggled. Sundance blinked behind her shades. Your Majesty? Fun, 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 fun. Ooh. Luna trembled. Not good click. She shook her head out. Are you alright? Just fine, Luna said immediately. Now, we need college bags, duct tape, rope, and a frame of some sort. Sorry? Works for me. It took several minutes for them to get all the needed equipment out of Sundance's house. But soon, Luna was tying the rope from the fence posts surrounding the yard to the ports. And Sundance was taping several large bags together to form their heat sink. When it was finished, Luna stood on the porch and hefted up the hose. Now, we just fill it up with water, she said. With a flick of telekinesis, the garden hose turned on, and began pouring cool water down the improvised slide. It gathered at the bottom of the construct and began to fill up. Sundance watched and found a smile coming to her face. A garbage bag swimming pool, she said. And she nodded. I like it. Thank you, Luna said. I think it'll work. The hose continued to stream water, but the water level at the bottom was not very high yet. Maybe we should go inside and wait till it's full, Sundance suggested. Good idea, Luna said. She let the hose down and tried back and forth with Sundance. So what shall we do until it's done? We can stick our heads in the freezer, Sundance suggested dryly. Hoya tried down the street towards his spare friend's house, grunting under the weight of the air conditioning unit strapped to its back. It was heavy, uncomfortable, and even with his water bottles, he was feeling dehydrated, lugging the stupid thing. A pony pull bus passed by. It kicked up dirt and dust into his face, making him cough. But it would all be worth it. Yes, it would be worth it in the end, his imagination said. Oh, Hoyden, thank you for saving us from the intense heat. His beautiful and sexy mare friend crooned as the air conditioner did its magic. She then wrapped her forelegs around herself and shivered. Oh dear, now I'm so cold, she sighed. Princess Luna settled up next to Sundance and nuzzled her, before provocatively licking at the length of her neck. Don't let any Sundance. Your goddess to keep you warm. Luna sighed as Sundance moaned. She looked over at Hoyden with a coy look. Would you like to watch, Hoyden? Oh, yes, 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 I like to, Hoyden announced. Thanks, a filly's voice nearby. Hoyden looked for the source and saw a pony scout troop with a wagon full of cookies. All three of them stared at him wildly. He coughed. Never mind. He cantered a bit faster, leaving the scouts to watch him. Weirdo, one muttered. Loud enough for him to hear. Hoyden snorted. Little punks can't even let a colt have an imagined spot to himself. He finally arrived at his girlfriend's home and smiled. Finally. He blinked. Some bizarre black tarp had been set up between the fence and the porch, while a lot of rope and duct tape. Water was filling up inside it. He smiled as he figured it out. So they built themselves a pool, huh? He thought aloud. Already, thoughts of his two favorite mares in the world being wet, and splashing water, and... No! Focus, Hoyden! Arrive as the hero now, fantasy come true later, he thought to himself. He cleared his throat. As the door burst open, and Luna tried it out on the porch happily, Abacus held in one wolf, wearing a plastic wrap. She looked a bit glassy and a little frazzled. Abacus says it's time to go in, she announced cheerfully. A smiling, but slightly anxious Sundance came out alongside her. Looks that way, Princess, she confirmed. She looked out and waved at Hoyden. Hey, Hoyden! Hey, Sundance! Hey, Princess! Hoyden returned the wave. Nice looking pool. Thanks. We just sew it up in a few minutes. Looks like it's done. Right, Princess? Sundance asked. Alrighty, Sundance, Luna said cheerfully. She wrapped her forelimb around Sundance's shoulders and trotted them both forward. Wait a second, Princess, what are you... Whee! Luna cried as they jumped into the improvised pool. However, with Sundance along, it turned into more of a trouble. Given the angle of the pull, slid down and fast, and the wire up against the fence hard. Oof! Ow! A splash of wire hit Hoy in the face, but he found it refreshing. He couldn't bite back a laugh at how the waterlogged his mere friend and roommate looked when they poked their heads out of the wire. Oh, that's adorable, he snickered. Pfft, said it's tough. Laugh it up, stunt dummy. So he splashed it playfully with some water, and Luna followed suit. Hey, take it easy, you two. He laughed. He lowered his hoof and pressed his face. Mind if I join you too? Not at all. There's plenty of room, Sundance said. Hoying set down the AC unit in front of the fence, galloped around the fence to the ports. Luna blinked, then pulled out abacus and did some calculations. Her eyes widened. Wait! Hoying, don't! Cannonball! He cried as he jumped out and slid into the pool. The duct tape singed between the guards' bags burst. The wires spilled out everywhere, as though escaping from a balloon. The AC unit was knocked over by the wave through the holes in the fence and onto the street. What happened? Hoying asked. Luna cringed. I only did the calculations required for 2 pennies, not 3. So strictly, though, you didn't leave any margin for error? Sundance asked. At Luna's wince, Sundance sighed. Of course. Hey, I didn't mean to. I didn't know how Hoying would want to go into the pool, too, Luna said defensively. Well, maybe you should have thought ahead. That thing you do every other time, Sundance said back. You don't have to yell at me, Sundance hissed. I yell you at all I like. A bus passed by. There was a loud crunch, and Hoying looked over at the street, and winced when he saw the destroyed AC unit. Crap! He looked back at the fight. It was escalated to main pulling. I can tell him later, Hoying decided. Sometime later, all 3 were sitting in the living room. All 3 wore expressions of embarrassment, which weren't diluted at all behind the large glasses of water they gulped down. Oh, I'm sorry, Sundance. I suppose I was more sensitive to the heat than I thought I would be, Luna said. Maybe if you'd been locked inside the sun instead of the moon, you'd been all right, Sundance suggested. Sundance winced when she said it, and began to apologize to Luna, but Luna's smile stopped her. Probably, the moon goddess admitted with a chuckle. Sundance smiled her smile again and laughed. Yeah, or turned it down just a little. I'm sorry, too. Both bears looked at Hoying. He was wincing on some spicy oats. He gulped hard between them. Hoying? Well, technically I didn't do anything wrong. Hoying, Sundance growled. Hoying sighed. I'm sorry I was too distracted by you 2 fighting to save the air conditioning, he said. Sundance smiled and nodded. Accepted. I can fix that in a moment, Luna said. This requires a bit of magic. That's wonderful, Sundance teared. Come on, let's go. Out the door, they went into the street to recover the smashed unit of the air conditioner. When they got there, nothing remained. Huh? Hoying asked intelligently. Where did it go? No, Sundance cried. Not now. Not here. Luna looked around and sighed. I guess someone caught to it first. So what now? Sundance looked at Luna. You can clear the basement with some magic, right? Well, yes. Basement it is, Sundance declared, dragging the stark guys by her horn into the house. Hoying watched them go, and looked back at the street. But who would have stolen a broken air conditioner? More lemonade, your majesty! Princess Celestia, mistress of the dawn, goddess of the sun, and monarch of Equestria, sighed as she raised her head enough to take the end of a straw into her mouth. She sucked the sugary drink down and hummed approvingly. Thank you, she said, settling back down on her sun chair in the wide balcony of the palace. If I may ask you, your majesty, the butler began. Celestia took off her sunglasses and raised an eyebrow. Yes, Pennyworth? She inquired the butler pony. This new AC unit, he indicated the device, as it happily hummed away with a wave of his head. Seems a bit odd to procure one from your sister's home, if you don't mind me saying so. Celestia smiled. Let's just say, Pennyworth, I thought she needed to. She put back her sunglasses. Cool off. Pennyworth sighed. Of course, your majesty. Luna versus the facts of life. Round 2, fight! Say, Luna. Celestia spoke, trying out to Luna's usual table in the library. Luna's head was bent over a lengthy tome, and her trusty abacus was out. Yes, sister. The beads of the device clicked loudly in the air in the library. Income taxes need to be lowered in this province, Luna murmured, making a note. What do you think of Winshire? Celestia asked, in a soft tone. Luna paused, recalled the name and face. There certain work as she responded. Winshire, the newest member of your royal guard. He does his job then. I've certainly seen nothing to indicate he's slacking off. What? Luna raised a cup of tea to her mouth. Celestia's lips twitched. I think I want him to meet me. Luna spat out her drink in a great plume, splattering the ledgers and financial records before her. She looked at her sister with wide eyes. What? Well, it's not like it'd be the first time, Celestia said, offering her younger sister a shrug. What? First time? What was that? Luna demanded. Shortly after I imprisoned you in the moon, I think, Celestia said, looking at the ceiling thoughtfully. She then smiled as a recall of the proper memory. Yes, there was going to be a big surprise party held by the Pie Clan in your honor. I think I went afterwards, needing cheering up and so many cults looking to cheer me up. She sighed lustfully. Luna felt a shudder run up her spine. As if I wasn't traumatized enough, Luna mumbled, before replying in a louder voice. But, Sivette, so he's attractive. He's your god. It would be quite improper. Ah, Luna. Always so virginal, so noble, so controlled. Celestia sighed. She shook her head quite sympathetically. Such a horrible prude. I am not a prude! It's just not proper! Well, since I've been doing it for 1,000 years, I see it's proper now, right? Celestia asked cheerfully, given the forces of history and all. You what? Luna sputtered. Oh, yes. Sometimes I just see a cult and think to myself, oh, if only I wasn't an immortal, beautiful, sexy goddess that would just love to me until I couldn't stand up. Then I think, oh wait, I totally am. And then, stop, I don't want to hear anymore! Luna cried, covering her ears. Honestly, Tia, we're supposed to be pure, versatile goddess queens. Maybe you are, Celestia sniffed. I haven't been around for 1,000 years. Besides, if you had gotten Nightmare Moon, I wouldn't have felt so lonely. I was sealed into the moon. It's kind of hard to socialize, Luna growled. Celestia lifted a hoof and struck Luna's back. The moon goddess calmed down a bit, took a few deep breaths to center herself. I am sorry. That wasn't your fault, Celestia said, and nuzzled her sister. It's all right, Luna said softly. I never want to be alone again. You're talking about how lonely you are. I'm sorry. There's no need for apologies, my little sister. I'm so terribly sorry you feel this way. Celestia brightened. I have the perfect solution. Ah, what, my dear sister? Luna said. I've quite forgotten. You've got plenty of family to socialize with now. Celestia soothed. Luna sniffed it again. What? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that nobody had invented birth control yet. So I gave birth to little starved child a few months after that party, Celestia said, smiling happily. Then there was Shadowfax, Arion, Herogan, Epona, Widowmaker. You? How many? Luna asked. I've got lost count. But you and Abacus could surely work just how much family we really have, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Celestia got a devious glint in her eyes and a smirk on her face. Or maybe I can help you start making some feelings of your own. And because of time, I got things to do elsewhere. Bye! Luna promptly fled, gathering her soaked papers and documents over telekinesis as he flew out the nearest window. Celestia watched her go, as he chuckled. She's so adorable when she's so embarrassed.
Luna versus storytelling. Fight!
Yes, come down to the grand opening at Great Merrick's new carriage dealership. You can find your very own for no interest lease starting at
That tells Equestria gained 550 points today to close at a record-breaking 300 million points. Investors create recent extensive tax reforms and cuts. Click!
Luna looked from the television over to Sundance with a raised eyebrow. I was watching that, she said. Princess, you drew up the legislation yourself and looked at the results. Sundance replied, smiling a bit. I mean, sure, it's great news, but mostly the financial segments of the news aren't how I like to unwind. Oh, then how do you unwind? I mean, aside from, Luna tried. With Hoyton? Sundance asked, with a little wicked smile. Luna blushed furiously. Sundance! She really is cute when she blushes, Sundance thought. Exclusively with her cheeks burned red, too. She returned her attention to the television. Oh well, this way.
Click! You show me a good piggybacker and I'll show you a real pony. Now, you take Abraham Lincoln, for instance. That natural point piggybacker. Where you get all these stuff starts family of yours? My father was a great piggybacker. Smack! Eep!
Oh my, Luna said, tilting. It's in black and white. Yeah, all the old movies were. Some films are still in black and white, usually for artistic reasons. They think it makes them look classy. Sundance shook her head and sighed happily. I love these old films. They aren't all about explosions.
Oh, hey! Hoyt called from the kitchen. I'll have you know, explosions are fantastic.
Dear, if I want to get entertainment out of them, I'll go watch you work.
Sundance chided her cold friend.
I don't want my romance filled with them.
Hoyt tried up to the back of the couch. Groaningly saw again. This one again? It's so boring.
It's not boring, Sundance said flatly. It's a classic. It's preserved in the Central Archives of Equestria's Sacred Library.
Just goes to show you that taste is relative, Hoyt said.
He looked over at Luna.
I prefer westerns myself, or gangster movies. Real steel muscle, carriage chasers, and air duels in.
Explosions, Sundance said sourly.
Hoyt grinned and shrugged. They can be used to create effects, you know, he said with a wink.
Sundance chuckled. Yeah, dumbing down the viewer. He took me to this film on one of our first dates.
Fallout Equestria, Hoyt said with a grin. Glad you liked it.
Well, a little, but only a little, Sundance said defensively. She shook her head. He had already seen it 50 times before.
20 times,
Hoyt corrected. Sundance rolled her eyes. Yeah, 20 times. So he spoke along with the dialogue in the movie.
And so I did,
Hoyt said smugly. Sundance shook her head. Wait, Fallout Equestria as a movie? That must have been either A, a really long flick, or B, that was only part one. And technically in part one, there isn't that many explosions. Now, part two has a couple, and part three has one, and Fallout Equestria does not dumb down the viewer. It's actually got some pretty good metaphysical.
Get on with it!
Sorry.
But it was still fun, right? Even after the ushers threw us out for talking?
Hoyt asked. Sundance laughed. Oh yeah, but I think that had more to do with your popcorn landing in the film booth, somehow igniting the film reel.
Oh yeah, that probably was it. That poor usher.
Luna had nodded, listening to their story with a fascinated look on their face, yet with an equally familiar look in the distance. Sundance saw it, and a sudden idea hit her. You know, Princess, you haven't really spoke much about, you know, she shrugged. Luna blinked. My paws? She asked. Sundance nodded. I mean, if you wanted to, you don't have to, of course. I just thought that you'd like to share some stories about your life.
So, we can know more about you, Hoyt interjected. You know, ex-code friends from 1,000 years ago. A thread series. Hoyten!
Sundance hissed. Luna shook her head. No, it's all right. She smiled. To be honest, it's a bit of a tough subject.
Because of Nightmare Moon?
Hoyt asked. Sundance saw him another angry look, but Luna nodded. Yes, being My memories from before my imprisonment are a bit fuzzy. I remember a great deal of magic, fox, a few incidences, but, with a frown, a lot of it is just hard work to sort through. Well, is there anything you could tell us? Said Nancy with a curtsied smile. Anything you'd like to tell us? Well, Luna looked at the television. The old movie still playing. The stallion with a mustache was driving hard to get to the city to ask the rich father of the runaway mare he paired up with her hoof in marriage, risking everything. She closed her eyes. There was a warrior, a long time ago. It was one of the few ponies who was at home in the night. I don't remember his name, but he was skilled and brave and very, very stubborn. She smiled a little. Sundance and Hoyt couldn't help but notice the change in her tone. Her voice, while quiet, was that of a young filly discovering the world around her with a bright pitch. Now her voice was still deeper, silkier, older. This young warrior would hunt monsters that threatened ponies. He used traps, cunning, and with those he failed, he used his weapons and his bare hooves. He was magnificent, Lena said. She opened her eyes and glared out at the setting sun. This earth pony had gone largely without parents, so he knew nothing of the social norms or courtly etiquette. He had heard of my sister and I, of course, but one night he saw me as he was hunting a rex with how it was now calling the Free Forest. I was going to walk to listen, adjusting music of the night when I came across him. She smiled a little. He was dark in color, and very wild-looking. His mane was unkempt, his hose blunt and tail was short. He stared at me in amazement for the longest time. I asked him if there was anything wrong, if I could help him. Luna shook her head, her mane falling more neatly on her head. He said I was the most beautiful pony in the world, and he asked if I was married. She said with a chuckle. Sundance stopped her out. He didn't. He did.
Oh, the colt had borders, Wayne commented.
I was a little confused, but he clarified. He wanted me to be his wife, Luna said with a blush. What did you do? Sundance asked. Luna smiled a little. I told him I could not be his wife. I was a goddess after all. I could just love one pony above all others. It would be unfair for a princess to have any other in her heart besides her subjects.
How do you respond to that?
Hoyt asked. Luna chuckled again, a very sad sound. He said there wasn't a thing that alive he couldn't plot, because the heart of a princess just as easily as a rex or a hydra. I told him no pony could cross the moon, and he said he was willing to do just that.
Wait, he said he captured the moon?
Hoyt asked. Celeste shook her head and giggled. Sounds crazy. Oh, I thought he was, Luna said. I told him if he captured the moon, he could have me as his wife. She smiled. Most ponies weren't aware of the true nature of the solar system at the time, that we kept the moon and sun in motion around Equestria. With the moon at an average distance of 238,857 miles. It was impossible.
But he managed to do it anyway, right? Wayne asked. I mean, come on. This guy is Camarena level stubborn and awesome.
Camarena? Luna asked, sounding confused. Sundance shook her head. Modern Napone cultural reference. Keep going. What happened? Well, he would rent large traps from around the palace for several weeks afterwards, Luna said. I gave him food and drink when he needed it. So surprise. He would take no clarity. He worked for his meals no matter what I tried to get him to do. He tried so many things. Hoops, nets, even a great basket. They all failed, of course, but he never gave up. She went down. I talked to him every day, trying to dissuade him. I tried everything I could think of. Setting him up with other ponies, trying to counsel him. I even tried to restrain him when he fell down a tree and nearly died. Luna smiled again down at her host. I finally told him I wasn't worth it. I may have been beautiful, wise, and a goddess, but that shouldn't be all he wanted from me. Luna looked back at the movie. The lead had learned from his own narrator that the mare he loved was going to get married to another colt. The look on his face. She took a deep breath. He told me the fact that I can't tell him not to do it, that I cared enough to come out every day to stop him, proved the exact opposite. That I was the only man in the entire world with all this struggle. She closed her eyes. Despite being thought of as a crazy or crude, I find it by my own cult. By every pony. All I saw was someone to care for. Sundance and Hoyt were silent for a long time. Luna watched the movie. The male lead had gone to the father of the mare, asked to be remembered only for the items he had lost on the road getting to her home, which he could have a much bigger reward. She sighed softly. He finally told me he caught the moon one night. I asked him to show me. He held up a bucket of water and showed me his reflection. Luna sighed softly. Hoyt stared at him a moment, couldn't help but laugh. So, what did you say? Luna smiled. What could I say? He did it. He harmed me fair and square. Sounds like he caught you a lot sooner than that, said Nance teased. Luna laughed again. You're probably right. There was another silent moment, following the Moon Princess's laugh. That sad feeling still remained in the air. Ahoy couldn't help but his curiosity, not after hearing this much. So, what happened to him? Hoyt asked. Have you ever heard the legend of the Smooths? Luna asked. Sundance frowned thoughtfully and nodded. Right. It was some kind of goofy slime monster released by dopey witches 1,000 years ago. That's the storybook version, Luna said calmly. The real thing was horrific. It tried to consume everything in Equestria. It absorbed the essences of anything it killed, making their memory part of it. Luna stared down at the floor. Sundance felt her throat constrict, and her eyes watered to realize he didn't hit her. Oh, Celestia's flanks. Hoyt cursed under his breath. Oh, Luna. It could have been a lot worse, Luna said in a whisper. Every pony might have died before we figured out a way to stop it. He paused the time. She looked back at the movie screen. Mare galloped away from the altar, to surprise every pony but her father. She was galloping with a smile on her face as he went out to find the stallion she loved, and reunite with him. I'm sorry, Luna said, her eyes shifting around. Body language became very awkward. I'm sorry. I'm just not good at telling stories. No, Luna, no. You're good at it, Sundance said with a sniffle. She leaned forward and nuzzled the Moon Princess affectionately. You're really good. Yeah, Hoyt said with a smile. He now tugged Luna from the other side. Luna kept her eyes shut, breathing softly between her two friends. After a while, they released her, though Sundance was glad not to feel the slightest bit awkward about it. Luna smiled back at her two friends, before frowning at the sky. It's late. We need to get going, Luna said. She rose off the couch and headed for the door, carefully fixing her glasses. She looked back at them. Coming, Sundance? Coming, Your Majesty, Sundance said with a warm smile. As he pulled on her uniform, it was soon following the princess out the door. Good night, Hyden. See you in the morning. Love you. Love you too, Hoyt called back. He trotted out the window and sat down to wait. He didn't have to wait too long. The sun slid behind the mountains, before the moon and the stars appeared, shining in the deep, dark night. Hoyt frowned for a long while, before a smile came to his face. He tried to the fridge, pulled out some sweet apple acres cider Luna had brought religiously once a week. He poured himself a cup, carried it over to the window. Holding it carefully, he moved it until he had the reflection just right. He smiled at the moon. Here's to you. Whoever you were, you still got her, he said, taking a long drink.